Hello, chat. Welcome back to the Kerbal stream. It's Monday. It's time for the Kerbals. I know what you people want. You want Kerbals, you want space, you want programs. Well, tonight, I'm gonna give it all to you. Let's dive right in. You guys prefer dive in or jump in? Or maybe I should make up like a different word. Oh well, let's get started. Start up our save. How's everything looking? How's everything sounding? It all looks good to me, but hi, Amikins. But you never know. All right. For some reason, there's some kind of strange reflex that it compels me to just click on mission control every single time I go to the KSC, even though I know there's nothing here. Oh, orbital station around Duna? Oh, my. 11 Kerbals? We can do that. Let's grab it. All right. Now, as I recall, we had some interesting situations going on. Our first thing we're going to do is we're going to blow up the fuel tanks, the empty fuel tanks of the Gilly Lander. And the Gilly Lander had just rendezvoused with the fish station. And let's take a look here. Hold on. Okay, so we've got Valbury and Garley. And I think actually, can we level up? Level up. All right, nice. So we got 2 level 3 pilots now. And what I want to do, and I was just thinking about this, is I can grab all of these science experiments. So let's say crew report. Oh, it's not manned. Crew report. Yep. Keep it. And the magnetometer boom. We can go ahead and grab all this science off of the space station and transmit it over to, or manually grab it all, right? And take it over to the Gilly Lander. And Valbury is the one. And we can take that back to Kerbin when we do our return mission, which is something that I would like to plan tonight. Download, select, take, and take. All right. We'll also grab a... Oh, Richie Spaceman, hello. Tonight we are wrapping up a little bit of Eve mission that we had started last Monday, or finished, I guess. We're basically there. And then we're going to do some Duna mission planning. And Kerpe, oh my goodness. Hello, Kerpe people. I hope you've been enjoying the Dark Souls 2. I think Kerpe might have... Oh, okay, hang on. Var wants me to praise Outer Wilds. Listen, guys. If you have not played Outer Wilds, please do yourself a favor and play it. Because it's so good that me trying to describe how good it is almost like... I don't know. It feels irreverent to the game. I'm being, obviously I'm exaggerating a little bit. Hello. Oh my gosh, so much stuff is happening. All right, hang on. Let me get this poor little Kerbal back inside, and then I'll address the chat, as it were. All right, Dragon Denton, thank you very much for the follow. This is not an ASMR stream, but some people have claimed that my voice can be soothing. So if you're trying to get to go to sleep tonight, and you just can't sleep, feel free to listen in, leave it on, turn it down. Not too loud, it might wake you up. All right, let's see. So we got Kerpe coming in with the raid. I know I saw you guys earlier. Grumpy Thumper is here. Oh my goodness. Guys, you're overwhelming me. Hello, Dragon Denton. Yes, you are new. Var, you were playing Outer Wilds? Yes, okay. And Dragon Denton's got to go. See ya. welcome. Oh, Vex is here. Hi, Vex. Hello, Lupus. Thanks for stopping in. All right, I think I've addressed everyone. So let me show you what I am working on this evening, and I will attempt to continue praising Outer Wilds. And I think I was actually in the middle of explaining what I was doing. So we're in Eve orbit right now. If you've never been to Eve, it's basically the Venus analog for Kerbal Space Program. It's a big purple planet with a big ocean, a very thick atmosphere. Very hard to, once you get onto it, it's hard to get off. Our goal for today is to send this ship here to Gilly, which is Eve's moon. Gilly is located here. Aim for the purple, stay for the gravity. Oh yeah, that's stay because you can't leave. Exactly. And our current mission regarding Eve is actually to, where is it? We have to land on Eve, plant a flag, and then return. So this is basically the final mission of the game. And we already got it. So I'm gonna go to every other planet before I even attempt this. Let's see. One thing you might notice is we are currently in a retrograde orbit around Eve, which is wrong, but I already messed it up and I can't fix it now. So that's where we're at. All right. I hope everybody's caught up. Just play Outer Wilds. 10 out of 10. The DLC alone should have won Game of the Year this year. It's a travesty that it didn't. Oh yeah, Grumpy, for those of you who don't know, Grumpy Thumper is a Star Sector streamer. Emmykins, you can give him a shout out. And Star Sector is very fun. I've been playing it on Fridays, and he's like an expert. He's been helping me along. He's got some YouTube videos that kind of explain a few things. All right, so we need to get to Gilly. My original plan was to actually dock with the station and push it into a better orbit, but I'm starting to realize I don't think we have enough. Well, we might, but I'm not going to waste Delta V pushing this hunk of junk around. I'm going to just send out a dedicated mission to handle that. Grumpy Thumper is so humble, so modest. He won't even admit to his expertise. All right, so let's set Gilly as the target. All right, so one option we have here is to try to meet Gilly at the ascending or descending node of our orbit. So we're gonna try that out first and see. Oh boy. There's Eve for you, just really throwing a wrench in my plans. Oh my gosh, this is disgusting. All right. Let's rotate the maneuver around. Oh, that's even worse. Oh my god. This is horrible. I was actually just complaining last week about how much I dislike Eve and just being out here because everything is so expensive. All right, let's see what we can do here. Yikes. How many orbits is it gonna take before we can get a rendezvous? Let's try it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my gosh. Oh no. 4 days, 5 days, 6 days. Are we even close? I'm actually kind of concerned we're not on the mark. All right, hang on. We may have to adjust this maneuver node a little bit. And then once I have that done, today's topic of conversation is anime. A subject about which I know frighteningly little, apparently. I was talking to my friends today during my lunch break at work, and they are kind of like real weebs, like classic, and they have a lot of things to say about I guess, the casual weebs who watch like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and stuff. I guess that's not hardcore enough anime for their tastes. All right, okay, so we can actually see the little thingy moving around here. And we're gonna try to get it to the point where this is gonna take, yeah, this is gonna take a couple of days here, it looks like. All right, so let me explain a little bit about my knowledge of anime. Ooh, look at that. That's beautiful. It's not like the perfect Rendezvous, but I think we can probably make it work. Yes, 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 yes. That's beautiful. Gilly, yeah, Gilly's so small, it's gonna be really tough to get a good, solid hold on it. So the most recent anime I watched was Death Note on Netflix. I guess if you count Agretzko as anime, I've kind of seen that. And then before that, the only anime that I had seen in its entirety, in fact, one of the few shows I've seen in its entirety, was the original Full Metal Alchemist. Because this was in high school, right? This was like back in the mid 2000s. Once your orbits be heading in opposite directions. So, yes, which is why we're gonna have to get as close as possible. We're gonna be going like crazy fast. It's gonna suck, but we have a lot of Delta V, and I'm just gonna have to hope that it works. All right, there we go. Probably turn down the scale a bit. But yeah, we will be going extremely fast. I'm hoping that since we're getting caught by the gravity, we can probably figure something out once we get there. It's gonna be touch and go. That's all I know. All right. Let's turn that on. And orbit. Good luck. Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, it's at least capturing us, right? So we're gonna be coming this way. It's going this way. And we do have plenty of fuel, so I think we should just be able to cancel out our velocity or something. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna try it. It's the Kerbal way. It's no time for planning here. And let's go back to our craft and speed up time. Also want to make sure that I'm not slamming into our station at a huge speed of time or whatever. Also, if you have any questions about Kerbal Space Program, I will do my best to answer them, but as you can tell, I'm far from an expert. I try to make functional crafts, and I hope that they work. And I think that's the true Kerbal spirit. We're gonna make a little maneuver here. So burn time's gonna be 5 minutes, so we'll say like Did the mic just seriously just mute for no reason? That's weird. Can you guys hear me now? I haven't been muted this whole time, have I? Okay. That's weird. I don't know why I don't have like a hotkey or anything set up for that. Okay, well, we're back. Hello, everyone. Just like last minute or so. What the heck? It's weird. I hope no one's messing with my audio here. All right, I'll try to keep it we'll try to keep it normal. Just let me know if it happens again, and I'll see what I did. So we are gonna get going here. All right, I am talking. Can you guys hear me? Hello, everyone. All right, so what was I saying? I was saying that Persona 4 is a great JRPG if you like JRPGs. And the anime is pretty good too. And that's all I have to say about that. All right, we got the thumbs up. Perfect. I'm like looking around at my equipment, like wondering what could have happened. So strange. We are set up to do our maneuver here. Luckily, we have a level 3 pilot, so we get access to all these fancy maneuver thingies. That is the technical term for them in KSP, maneuver thingies. Also, speaking of KSP things, I have considered doing a how to get to orbit tutorial for like complete newbies. In my signature, very funny, haha style. So if anyone's interested in that, let me know, and I will, I'll throw some resources towards it this weekend. Because I think it could be good. We are approaching, very slowly, we're approaching our maneuver. Let's speed it up, actually. We've got a 5-minute 54, so around 3 minutes, we're going to want to start our burn. And that's going to, it'll be split across the middle, which I think is how you're supposed to do it. All right, Grumpy says that would be awesome. All right, we'll do it. I think Kerpe might enjoy it too if he's still around. Because I know he is, he played this game once, and it was a great joy to watch. Enjoy a tutorial on how to get to orbit for Kerbal Space Program. Hope you're not falling asleep on me. I know it's like 4 in the morning there. Oh, hell yeah. All right. All right. We'll give it a go. So as you guys can see, I am burning towards the maneuver node here, or indicator on the, this is called the nav ball, by the way. Nav ball. And you can see that as I'm burning in the right direction, the little meter here is going down, because that means there's less to burn, because I've already burned some of it. I really don't know how to describe it though. It's like, imagine you're driving a car. Oh, that doesn't make sense either. Okay, you're driving a car on ice. Except instead of a car, it has like a rocket engine. And the faster you go, you keep going faster. Or the more you step on the gas, the faster you go, but you don't slow down. It's 2 a.m. Oh my goodness. All right, he's gonna go lay down. Smart idea. Okay, so the rocket car, right? It's on the ice. Oh, except, okay, the ice is like a hockey rink, except it's like a bowl. So the faster you go, the more you're like up on the thing. Yeah, there you go. How do you stop? You have to turn around and burn the other way. So there's no brakes, and well, no traditional brakes, but basically you just swing your engine around and then go backwards to decelerate until you You can't really stop in space, right? Because everything's relative. You're always moving relative to something. Listen to Richie Spaceman. They know what they're talking about. I'm just making things up. And that's a thing that people often have trouble with in Outer Wilds, actually, is getting the hang of the orbital mechanics. Even though it's a really scaled down solar system, it still has orbital mechanics to an extent. So if you were to just go straight at something, by the time you get there, it would be in a different place because everything's orbiting around the sun. And this is especially noticeable if you're trying to get to the sun station the hard way. And there's some spoilers there, but yeah, you'll know it when you see it. So yes, it's once you kind of get the hang of it, it's not as complicated as it seems. You just kind of figure it out as you go. Like I'm obviously not a rocket scientist. I'm an accountant. I don't know anything about rockets or science or any of that stuff, but I've managed to figure it out because I'm willing to learn how the game works and how the systems interact. All right, we were talking about anime. So does anybody have a favorite anime? And if so, why is it your favorite anime, if you want to share? I don't have a favorite anime because I simply have not watched enough to form an opinion. And honestly, that goes for shows in general. I have not watched enough shows to form an educated opinion about what would be my favorite. I mean, I liked that 70s show. Does that count? But I watched that like 15 years ago. Well, not quite that much. 13 years ago. Alright, so as you can see, our apoapsis is rising to meet Gilly's orbit. Dragon Ball Z classic good versus evil tropes with some character development over time. Alright, so Richie Spaceman is saying Dragon Ball Z. I have never seen Dragon Ball Z. My friends loved it when I was a kid. I knew of its existence, and I knew I was supposed to like it, but I never watched it. Oh, you know what I did watch as a kid? I liked Tenchi Muyo. That was on Toonami on Cartoon Network. And I thought it was the coolest show because it had like space pirates and what else does that show have in it? I don't know, it's like weird, right? It's got all kinds of stuff going on. Alright, so Grumpy is of course pointing out the extended fights over multiple episodes, the classic trope or the cliche of they're charging up the spirit bomb over multiple episodes and then everybody's commenting on, oh my gosh, this is the strongest that Goku's ever been. How can he beat Frieza or whoever? I don't know all the characters. I know quite a few of the characters. Ooh, Big O. All right, that's one with the big robot, right? I feel like that's not really narrowing it down when it comes to anime, but I seem to recall there being a big robot. All right, so we should start seeing our little line here lining up, although I'm not seeing it. I'm getting a little concerned now. Okay. All right. That's not great. Oh, there it is. Okay. So now we just need to tweak that until we have kind of our ideal orbit. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. Focus on Gilly. What do we need? Do we need to go in? We need to go out? Do we need to go slower? We need to go slightly slower, it looks like. And like that. All right. Give me what I want. Ulysses 31? I've never even heard. Oh, wait, hang on. That is an old one. I actually was learning. I watched a YouTube video about that a couple months back. Oh, you know what I did like? The Daft Punk Interstellar 5555, I think, is what it was called. Which is like a music video anime extravaganza. Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one here. We're basically gonna have to start slowing down as soon as we get into orbit here. Is there a way to see our speed relative to Gilly? Oh, I guess, yeah, target. Oh my god. This is hopefully not going to be as bad as it looks. So let's keep an eye on this target velocity. And what was the other, like, really old one that I learned about? The, like, space battleship Yamato. Can you crash in this game? Oh, absolutely. You can crash vehicles into each other. You can crash into asteroids. You can crash into the surface of the planet. You can burn up in the atmosphere if you're not careful. If you're really, really good, you can fly into the sun, but that's actually a lot harder than it looks. No worries then. Just land. Yeah, if you land on the sun at night, it's colder, right? Oh yeah, this is going way down. Yeah, we should be fine. This is what I expected to happen. Just because, oh wait, it's speeding up now. Uh-oh. Okay, well, it's still not great, but oh boy. Okay. Look, okay, now I'm getting a little concerned here. This isn't great. Oh god. Okay, there it is. Still 6 minutes out, it looks like. Am I gonna have enough time to do this? I sure hope so. Jeez. Okay, so the goal is we maybe. Yeah, okay, we'll see. We get in orbit around Gilly, then we land the Gilly lander, do all the science stuff, launch the Gilly lander back up, transfer the crew into the regular pod, and then we ship this thing back to Kerbin in its entirety. And that is my goal. So it should actually have more delta V than this, because how much fuel does this have? Enough fuel? I think we calculated this has enough fuel to land on Gilly in return. So we should be fine there. Anything else? I don't know. I think that's all we got for now. There's some surface experiments that you need to crash. Oh, that's true, yes. I don't think I have any of those just yet. Or I think it's just one. It's like the seismic whatever. We're gonna keep an eye on our periapsis here to make sure we don't slam into Gilly. And we're hoping that we have enough time to slow down enough to actually do this, because otherwise we're gonna have a fun time crashing into Eve's atmosphere. Slowing it down. Slowing it way down. Man, I wish I was just on Minmus. Be so much better. I love Minmus so much. It really is the perfect place to land. Low gravity, close to Kerbin, lots of flat areas. So you don't really miss by a little. Yeah, you gotta be pretty precise. If that's what you're referring to. I'm just hoping that I can catch this in time. It is curving, which is good. And then worst case scenario is we can... The orbit is huge if you miss. Yeah, it'll be bad. All right, so there it is right there. Oh, okay. Something's happening. Okay, so it's now flipping. That's good. We want that. Yeah, hi, bye, Gilly. Thanks for letting us get captured slightly. Now, this is not great. I'm gonna start doing... Where's radial in at here? Oh, geez. Okay, we want to go that way. So we need to go like that. Something like this, I think, would help us. Oh boy. All right, come on. Okay, this is not great. Are we winning? Well, it depends on your definition of winning. Maybe? We're in kind of a crap position, but I'm hoping I can turn it around. Let's say that. How's our orbit we're looking here? This is not great. This is kind of bad, actually. Come on, Kerbals. You can do it. Okay, come on. Come on. We're almost there. I think that's correct. I mean, once again, we had a lot of Delta V. We do not anymore. I've used a good chunk of it. Oh, wait, something's happening. Okay, this could be good. Might not be good, though. We're about to get flung out. Come on. I can set up for a new intercept. Well, worst case is I get flung into, like, Eve's atmosphere. But yeah. Here's hoping. Yeah, this wasn't quite a capture burn, right? All right, let's cut it off here, and we will see how long it's gonna take to get another rendezvous with Gilly. I think we're out of the danger zone here of Eve, so it's just gonna be a matter of lining up for another shot. We've got 1100 in the tank. Some of that can be, I don't know, refilled from the lander. I don't know if we're gonna have enough to get back to Kerbin though. So we may, Eve is the sun, or sorry, Eve is the planet here. The sun is just called the sun. So this is Eve, this is its moon Gilly, and we came from here, Kerbin. All right, so we are now here. Let's set Gilly as our target. And let's see. We're at least going the right way around Eve now. That's good. We have escaped the gravitational influence of Gilly. Oh boy. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Let's try this again. We're going to speed up time, and we're going to see just how badly we've screwed up here. So, as you can see, we're time warping quite a bit. So this is our closest approach. So once we pass this, we'll see where our next closest approach is going to be. Yeah, see, so here's the issue with Eve, right? Its sphere of influence is huge, and Gilly's is not. So basically what happens is Eve grabs you and doesn't want to let you go, and Gilly just, like, doesn't care. So even if you get real close, it's like, just keep moving. You suggesting aligning planes? All right, I can do that. Take a look here. So we need to ascend. Yes, we need to do the ascend maneuver. And we'll get on that right away. Got 1100 Delta V. That's a far cry from the 3000 that we started with. I would just like to point out. All right. Where are the Kerbal experts? Richie Spaceman seems to have some knowledge. I think everybody might be over in Urban Stream right now. He's doing like a special late night stream tonight, I guess. Which is good for him, not so great for me. Because he's my fallback on good ideas. Alright, so we're approaching the descending node. So what a descending or ascending node is basically where the plane of your orbit intersects with your target's orbit. In this case, the descending node is where we go below the plane, which means we need to burn normal to like align our orbits correctly. So let's keep an eye on that. We're getting there. We can probably hold off for another minute or so. So we got Dragon Ball Z, we got Big O. What was that other one? I don't think this one was an anime. It was like the guy and he's like in a semi truck, but the semi truck is a robot and he's like a trucker. Oh, Megas XLR. That's not an anime. That's just a Cartoon Network show, I think. So many great cartoons that I never watched as a kid. It can only help if there's space combat. Well, not in vanilla. If you want space combat, you have to generally involve some mods. And even then, space combat is very different with realistic physics than it is from Star Sector. Because in realistic physics, you are orbiting something. So there is actually a realistic space warfare game. I've totally forgot what it's called. But basically, you're in orbit and you set up your attacks. And then as you pass the other station's orbit, you shoot it. Gen 1 Transformers. Oh, that's old. But no, the show I was thinking of was Megas XLR. Transformers wasn't an anime. That was an American production, I think. All right. Let's keep an eye on Delta V here. I don't know how much we need exactly, but we're gonna need at least some. Especially if you want to send this thing home, which was my intention. But I think using a gravity assist from Eve, that should give us a lot of Delta V to play with on the way back to Kerbin. I'm hoping that that's an option. The cartoon, toys, and funding came from Japan. Oh, okay. What about He-Man? Anybody ever watch He-Man? Transformers is Hasbro. I think so. I watched the first half of the new He-Man on Netflix, and I have not seen the second half yet. That's the one with Mark Hamill Skeletor. And he's doing his jokeriest Skeletor that he can muster. Alright, we're at the descending node. We're still not at the descending node. This is taking forever. Hang on, let's do a little time warp here. So okay, I'll say what cartoons I grew up with. So there's no confusion. I grew up with the Rugrats, Hey Arnold, Cat Dog, Doug. Let's see, what else? What did I watch a lot of? Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Laboratory. Or just Dexter's Lab, I guess. Angry Beavers. Uh-oh, Kerpe wants a hot take. All right, my hot take, my go-to first hot take is that Final Fantasy VIII is the best PlayStation era Final Fantasy game. And I will debate with you. Two stupid dogs. I did see two stupid dogs. Wrong. See, well, there you go. That's why it's a hot take, right? Anyway, 8's the best. I'll be taking no questions. Thank you for your time. I hope that hot take was worth it. It should get the chat riled up. I'm sure we might have some Final Fantasy IX apologists here. And some people will say 7 is the best, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. You take your blocky character designs and, I don't know, go back to the N64. Final Fantasy VIII was okay. Yeah, see, Grumpy's got 7. That's fair. I'll give you 7. I won't give you 9. Alright, so now that we're aligned, I think we're safe to just go ahead and... Oh, we can get some high in orbit actually here. Let's do that. So crew report, high over Eve. We'll get a pressure data, temperature data. That's all that we have. Okay. That's fair. Meg, hop out and grab that for us. Why don't you? Take the data, take the data. EVA report, and then take the data and board. Oh. Sure. 6, well, okay, I said PlayStation era, so that would be 7, 8, and 9 specifically. We don't talk about 9. What if you don't know anything about Final Fantasy? I don't know. I guess, yeah, you're a lot younger than me. So, let's see. What's a hot take I can give you? That's like my only hot take. Crap. I might have to remove that cache in. That was the only one I had. Yeah, you can remove the Kerbal's helmet while in space and they'll die. So so don't do it. You can, there's a couple places you can remove it and it's safe, but most of the time it is not safe. So Kerbal, what games did you play growing up? Because I know you said you didn't play Nintendo, and I suppose Final Fantasy would have been in its like waning days at that point when you were playing games. Oh, well, it won't let you remove it? Okay. I just figured it would let me do it, so I never did it. Well, this is interesting. It's a moving target, I guess. I have other hot takes. Okay, Emmykins, tell me one of my hot takes. She would know better than me, probably. Oh, my other hot take is that D&D 5th edition is inferior to D&D 3rd edition. And they should have just kept making 3rd edition books after 4th edition failed. Flash games were your childhood. All right. Too bad Flash died, huh? Yeah, I played quite a few Flash games back in the day. Because for some reason, the school library didn't have Newgrounds blocked. Which, looking back, was probably a mistake. But honestly, this was like the dawn of the internet, so they probably didn't even know it existed. How bad is this gonna be here? I guess we're about to find out. So target position at closest approach. Does that mean we want to go out more or in more? I guess we'll find out. Mini clips. I remember mini clips. So we are gonna go. We're gonna start by going out. Oop. I'm still warped. Okay. Turn off the warp, please. I'd like to get off. Okay, Emmykins is gonna make a list of my hot takes. I do occasionally make hot takes, to no one while I'm at home. And I'll say, you know what? blank is blank, and people just need to get over it, or something to that effect, I guess. All right, so this is going to be our intersect here. Hopefully we're not burning too much fuel, though I am a little concerned that we will be. Oh boy. Yeah, maybe. Oh my. Let's hope that our Periapsis doesn't intersect Eve. Oh, I don't like this. Anybody remember Adventure Quest? I don't know. Maybe. Alright, come on, come on. Do the thing. Do the thing. Jar Jar Binks was the best star. I don't know. I feel like the irony on that statement has kind of swung back around. And I don't know. Like, people used to say, oh, Jar Jar Binks, Darth Jar Jar. That's what the prequels needed to be good. Like, no. No, I don't think so. I don't think that would help. The prequels needed a lot more than that. In fact, actually what they needed was a lot less of that, because that's what made them kind of crappy. All right, so that's everything. Oh, geez, there's so much stuff on the screen. Go away. We'll solve this like smart people. There we go. Darth Jar Jar would actually be good. I mean, I think the problem was Jar Jar Binks is not written to be that character. If they had, like, from the beginning, if George Lucas was like, okay, I want this character to seem like an idiot, but secretly be a mastermind who is manipulating events behind the scenes, then he should have been written that way and not be written as a buffoon and a clown for little babies to laugh at when he steps in the poopy. So while it could have been an interesting, he could have been an interesting character, he simply was not an interesting character because he was never written to be an interesting character. He was written to be the butt of the joke. So there you go. There's a hot take. Grumpy dislikes Jar Jar. He's the only character that actually stood out. Yeah, he was very animated, right? I liked in the Star Wars prequels, the only part that I liked was the pod racing scenes, because that was legitimately fun action. And also I loved the Star Wars pod racing game for the N64. So I've actually had this idea for a couple of years now to make a mockumentary pod racing, or a pod racing mockumentary, basically, where you follow, it's sort of like Surf's Up, the penguin surfing movie, if that makes any sense, where basically you follow the rise of a new human pod racer who is coming up the ranks. He's built his own pod, he's winning races. They're like doing interviews with him, they're doing interviews with other pod racers, and it's just, you know, it's a fun time. You didn't like the part about intergalactic space politics revolving around trade tariffs? I mean, it's nothing, right? Like, that's the whole point. It's just some dumb local trade dispute that Palpatine is using to further his goals of creating conflict in the galaxy. And if you'll recall, the other movies had a lot of, well, not that much. Yeah, that was probably a bad idea to include that much stuff. It's more like, what kind of movie would work best in that, with like intergalactic space politics? It almost seems like a Star Trek plot, right? Like, okay, the Ferengi are imposing tariffs, and they send in Picard to negotiate. That's a Star Trek episode. What's the goal here, by the way? In my life or in Kerbal's? Because right now we're trying to get into orbit around Gilly. In my life, I'm just trying to get by. What else do you want from me? So what we have to do is we need to slow down enough that Gilly, like, grabs a hold of us, and at this point I'm concerned it's not going to happen. Like, legitimately concerned. Because we're very low on Delta V. We're certainly not going to be able to make it home. That's for sure. Yeah, what is the orbital speed on Gilly? Yeah, we're gonna wait till we get to periapsis now. There was more action in Star Trek and more politics in Star Wars. It really depends on which series you're talking about, though. But you're probably right. Like, in general. For the prequels versus, like, the J.J. Abrams movies. So, we're almost there. Got 11 minutes to periapsis. I think we can probably speed up time. We're going very slow, which is good, because that means we shouldn't have to slow down much more to get captured by Gilly. I mean, Gilly's basically just like a little asteroid, right? We're lucky it even has a sphere of influence. Oh boy. Alright, so we're slowing down, You can see our orbit slowly curling, which is what we want to happen. And eventually, it'll make a circle, and then we will be orbiting Gilly instead of Eve. So yeah, we've burned through a good 2,500 Delta V just to get in orbit of this stupid rock. And it was probably not worth it, considering I wanted to do some Duna mission planning today, but that's okay. I'm here to entertain and to educate. Learn from my mistakes. Don't get into a retrograde orbit around Eve. It's just gonna cause problems. Whoa. How do you get more Delta V? Well, you get more fuel. So what Delta V is a measure of how far or how fast your current fuel can make you go using your current engine. So right now we have 450 meters per second, and Delta V is measured in meters per second because delta means change, V means velocity. We can change our velocity by this much. Think of it as how much gas you have in the tank, but it's like it changes because there's an equation for it, right? So there we go. We are now in orbit. Took us long enough. So the only way we could get more Delta V outside of, say, transferring fuel would be to mine for minerals and convert it into fuel. All right, who are we sending down? Probably Valkyrie. All right. This is... We haven't been burning fuel out of here, have we? Good. Yeah, I could send a fuel tanker from Kerbal, like a supply ship, but that's probably not gonna happen. At least not tonight. Might be a different day's adventure. Or, well, it doesn't have to be a rescue mission. I could just send a big fuel tanker out here. It'd probably be fine. So, Valkyrie, you are going to transfer to Valkyrie. Going to transfer to the lander. And let's take a look at... So. No. Okay, it doesn't have any of that stuff. That's fine. So Valkyrie is now in the lander module. So we're going to undock and switch over there. We're gonna turn on the RCS and we're gonna go back. It's not very strong, but it doesn't have to be either. As you can see, we now have 2,145 delta V in this vehicle because it's so small and light and has so much fuel that it can just push itself around very easily. What am I using for electrical energy? Solar panels. Just these fellas right here. So this one has 2 on the sides. This one has the panels as needed. Hello, Tenson2K. Thanks for stopping by the channel tonight. Hope you're a KSP lover like all of us here. Deploying them now? I mean, sure. Get the landing legs down. Make sure everything is functional. Should be good. We had already done all the calculations for the lander, so the lander should be good to go. I believe this is the correct orientation. Door facing south. Here we go. The other craft doesn't have solar panels. It just has the 2 flat ones on the side. All right, so we need to turn on the engine. Here we go. And now we're just gonna, yeah, see, look at that. Like, we barely had to do anything here because Gilly is so wimpy. We'll just land in one of these craters, I guess. 7.4 meter. We're going so slow. Holy crap. This is less than min-miss speeds. I honestly have not been here in like over a year. I don't remember the last time I was on Gilly. And Tenson2K, you play the game but you're really bad. Well, then you're in great company. I have bungled my way through this game so much today. But hey, I'm on Gilly, right? Eve is somewhere around here. There it is. There's Eve. Just chilling. Alright, can we speed up time here? Or is the game gonna get mad at me? Looks like it's not. So we'll just come on in here for a nice landing. Yep, okay, so it's gonna get mad at me now. We'll just switch to regular. So this should actually be very easy because we're already going slow enough that we could theoretically impact with the legs and the legs would absorb the impact. So all this fuel is going to get transferred back into the nuclear stage and we're just going to leave this piece here in orbit. And that'll hopefully give us enough delta V to leave. Otherwise, it'll be a rescue mission for us. It's rockets all the way down. It's a lot of rockets. Trust me, literally everyone's better at this game than me. Well, you gotta start somewhere, right? So I'm actually looking to make a how to get to orbit tutorial for like complete beginners. So stay tuned for that. I just have to learn how to make videos first. And then I'll be golden. You can rocket pack into orbit from Gilly. That's true. I think I've seen that done before. That's almost like the Outer Wilds beat the game just using the jetpack strat. You want to build a space station? Well, before you jump right into building a space station, you got to be able to get into orbit. Can you get into orbit? Because I will tell you, you just landed on the moon. Whoa, well then you're not bad at the game. There are people who cannot even get into orbit and you're landing on the moon. You're fine. You gotta scale up from that, right? Like instead of building a Mun lander, you need to make a space station and just launch it into orbit. Kerbe feels the video making struggle. Like I'm not a video editor, I'm not an artist, I'm not a graphic person, I am an accountant. So I don't know. I basically have to completely learn everything. And there are YouTube videos I could watch, but like, when am I gonna have time for that? I gotta stream, I got work, then I gotta make the video, and then I gotta edit it. Oh man. Which brings me to the sponsor of today's video. No, I'm kidding. There are no sponsors. Hopefully there never will be. If I ever get sponsored, please send help. It means someone has taken over my account and is milking my brand for money. Okay. Yeah, Rendezvous is sort of the next big step up from landing, right? But really all you have to do is get 2 pieces, or multiple, at least 1 piece, right? So you get 1 piece into orbit, and then you just have to send up another piece and make it so that they meet up, right? And that can be difficult, but it's difficult to execute, but it's simple in concept. And I'll actually demonstrate here on Gilly, because I'm going to have to do a rendezvous from the surface up to the transfer vehicle. All right, this is like obnoxiously slow. So we're just going to arrest our horizontal volume so I can actually safely land. Like so. Zoom. Oh, that's true. Yeah, once you have the rendezvous, then the docking, and that's a little trickier to learn, but it's still pretty straightforward as long as you kind of know the tips and tricks to it. All right, let's get the... we'll get that later. Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to send that. Oh, well. Free science, I guess. We're coming in. It looks like it's so slow on... Oh goodness. Okay, I didn't see that. I was going to say it's so slow on Gilly that it's actually rotating beneath us as we go, but turns out that's because I was still in orbital mode. Maneuver nodes help for rendezvous. Do you have to time it? Kind of. Like, you can get a very close encounter from the launch pad directly into Kerbal orbit, but as long as they're both in orbit and relatively at the same altitude, it's very easy to get a pretty quick rendezvous if you're willing to wait a little bit. So like I said, once I land this, I will demonstrate how to get a good, quick rendezvous. Okay. This is so slow. Far are we from the surface? Jeez. All right, well, we just gotta be patient, I guess. We got stuff to talk about. Richie Spaceman says docking's a case of getting to within 2 kilometers, then matching velocities, then thrust toward the craft and match velocities when you're closer. Yep. It's a simple concept, but it can be difficult to execute if you don't know what you're doing. Especially if you, like I said, if you don't know all the tips and tricks, like selecting a target, changing modes here. Oh, like I'm goofing off here doing. You need to put like, oh yeah, if you're gonna dock 2 parts together, you need to have docking ports. Otherwise they'll just bounce off each other. Yes. So yes, if you're, I play hard mode, so I don't have access to quick save, but you should not be doing that if you're still consider yourself a beginner. Definitely take advantage of quick save, take advantage of reverting, take advantage of all that good stuff that they give access to in the game. Accelerate. I was actually considering that Kerbal, but I want to conserve as much fuel as I possibly can here because I need to transfer all the leftovers into the transfer vehicle so that I can actually get back to Kerbal. Okay. So Richie Spaceman is saying quick saves are worth keeping around for game bugs. I consider game bugs to be a feature. I mean, not like actually, but I don't know. I play in hard mode. That's how it's set up. No quick save, so I just roll with it. How do you make a fueling station? Do you just add fuel tanks? So basically what you can do is you can just send a fuel tank with a docking port on it into orbit. And that is now a fueling station. You don't need any special hardware. But if you're looking to have, say, a fueling station in orbit of Minmus that is refueled by ore that you mined from the surface, then it gets a little more complicated. But for the most part, just having a big fuel tank with a docking port on it is a refueling station. And then to add fuel to that tank, you have to send up a supply mission, transfer the fuel into the big tank, and then come back down. This is so crazy that we're coming in at a slow enough velocity I don't even have to burn. It can just, the landing legs will just absorb the impact. This is great. I will still burn just to be safe because looks like we're on a bit of a slope here. And I want to be extra careful that we don't get flopped around. We're also kind of speeding up a bit as we get closer. Let's slow it down. Just a little bit. Yeah, this should be relatively safe to land on, I think, with our current configuration. Yeah, this is fine. Perfect. Like, the RCS is already... Oh, geez. Gravity? You want to help here? Yeah, Gilly just does not care. It is not a very sticky planet to land on. All right, let's lower the ladder. Get some seismic or pressure data, seismic data. The only vibrations we detect are coming from the landing craft, so that vibrations do not travel well through the surface. Interesting. The temperature is nothing because it's a vacuum. A quick crew report. I put my space station core in the orbit. Now I don't know what to put on it. I mean, if you're talking about the part that is the core, like the 6-way thing, or are you talking about like an actual small space station? And yes, Kerpe, we did in fact touch down. Oh yeah, I already did the crew report. So let's just hop down, get some science from the surface. Actually, let's grab all these while we're here. Take data, take data, take data. And this is actually basically going to be the design for our Duna lander. Look at this, Valkyrie. The first Kerbal. Oh, okay, there she goes. She has to use the jetpack to not go flying, I guess. So let's see where we are. Gilly's Highlands. So let's plant a flag. Do-do-do-do. Highlands. Valkyrie was here. Perfect. To get a surface sample. Oh. Can you do it now? There we go. The composition of elements is very similar to that of an asteroid. Oh, well. Oop. Okay, so yeah, I guess you can't even take a step around here without going flying, huh? All right, now I'm going to demonstrate a pretty quick and easy rendezvous. We're going to set the lander as our target. And then we just have to wait. Let's raise the ladder up. Everything's good here. Check that. All right. Now we'll just speed up time. We're going to let the Gilly lander loop around and meet us. Although we're spinning so fast. Holy crap. Gilly is ridiculous. I want to go to Ike. Ike is my favorite planet. It's a moon, but close enough. All right, so Henson 2K's station is at 100,000 meters, which is that's a good altitude for a station to be at. That's what I have one of mine at, I think. All right. It's still looping around. Looks like we're going to be on the dark side here for a bit. But that's probably okay, right? Look it up. We only used 4 units of oxidizer and 3 units of liquid fuel to land. That's insane. All right, come on. There we go. All right, so once, and this only works for places that don't have an atmosphere, but basically you can wait until your target is directly overhead. We'll just burn. And we'll keep an eye on our apparatus. Oh, geez. Okay. And now we're going to burn this way. That's not great. Can you maybe not go really high? Oh my god. Gilly. Why are you like this, Gilly? Alright, whatever. We'll just use this. Hey! Let's see what that was. That was Tensin2K. Thank you very much for the follow. Congratulations, you are follower number 69. Nice. All right, the intersect. It'll be about 2 kilometers, which is fine. We'll just have to get it sorted out. And actually, we can do that now. The Delta V, like I said, is kind of ridiculous here. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. That's what I like to see. How little... Oh, okay. Kind of overshot it there. That's fine. We'll fix it as we get closer. So there is our target right there. About 6.8 kilometers away. Yeah, this isn't going to be super applicable to Kerbal now that I'm realizing how low the Delta V requirements are here on Gilly. How low the gravity is. Oop, okay, I cannot warp. I'm too low. Tensin feels special. Yeah, everybody should feel special. If you're following me, I've not even hit 100 followers yet. So every single follower is extremely important to me. I appreciate all you guys. And I hope that you'll stick around for the long term, because I have some great plans. I have big plans. I'm going to be the next, let's see, who's like a not big streamer that no one's heard of. Let's see. I'm going to be the next XQC. There we go. Nobody's heard of him, right? It's like a smaller streamer. Anyway, I think there comes a point where your community gets to a size that you can't realistically keep track of your followers and not even like all your subscribers. Like, you have too many subscribers, you can't even keep track of them, and chat is just zooming by so fast you can't even read it all, and we're not at that point yet. So I think we should boost that. I know, exactly. Like, nobody, no, XQC, or like there's this other small streamer that I watch called Ninja. He's I think he mostly plays Fortnite or whatever. But the point is, we should cherish this time together when you guys can actually ask me questions and do stuff, and I can give everybody a little bit of one-on-one time. Whatever you want. And, you know, maybe it'll stay that way forever. Who knows? It's Twitch. There's no guarantee that I'll ever reach the high heights of such streamers as Jabroni Michael or Frederick Knudsen. Hey, it's Rainbow Yeti with the Pogs. Thanks for stopping in, Rainbow Yeti. I hope you're having a great night, or whatever time it is where you are. I suppose unless you're in like Australia or Asia, it's night in some way. I hope that RimWorld has been treating you well. As long as you don't start reacting to TikToks. Oh, Dang it, Kerbal, how did you hear about my plans for the future? I honestly, I've never been on TikTok. The closest I've been to TikTok is my friend watches them on his phone sometimes, and I'll be there and wonder why Family Guy clips are playing. So yeah, spoilers for tomorrow's stream. Starshard reacts to TikToks. What's a TikTok? Ooh, Rainbow Yeti's eating food? Well, don't just hog it, I'll share some with the class. What do you got? Are we still waiting? Yeah, we gotta be above 8,000 meters before we can time warp, it says. Damn you, Gilly. You continue to curse me with your tininess. It's MST. Oh, I'm MST. So it's 6:15. Oh, mountain. Okay. I'm like, what the heck's MST? Gilly, the gift that keeps on giving. That's right. So guys, learn from my mistakes. Don't visit Eve. Do not visit Gilly. Just stay away. Go to like Elu or something. It's probably easier. Elu, for those of you who don't know, is basically Pluto. It's way the heck out here, even past Jewel. There's also Dres, but we don't go to Dres. So yeah, so my plan for today, now that we've kind of wrapped up around Eve, is to plan a mission to Duna, and we should also probably plan a mission to Moho. And then we're gonna skip Dres and we're gonna go straight to Jewel. Now Jewel, for those of you who don't know, is sort of a Jupiter analog. It has 2, 3, 5 moons that we're gonna visit. Can't land on it because it's a gas giant. But there's so much there, and I've never been there, so I'm really excited to actually go. Yeah, Grumpy knows. Yeah, the joke in the KSP community is that Dres is so boring that nobody bothers going there. And you know, it's just a gray rock, right? But I think there's a canyon there that's kind of cool. That's as much as I know about it. All right, let's get this all out of the way. There we go. Does Dres even exist? I mean, it's on the map, but I don't know. It might not. That might just be like a signal ghost or something. Just an oversized asteroid that we think is a planet. Oh, we can speed up now. Nice. Let's get in there. What happens if you fly into it? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But that'll have to wait for a different day because today we are docking with the Gilly lander. All right, what is taking so long here? Gilly continues to confound me. You know, when I tweeted that I was gonna be doing a Duna mission planning today, I didn't think I was gonna be spending 2 hours goofing off around Eve. But here we are. Oh, if you fly into the gas giant, you explode. Yeah, nothing fancy. It explodes and says you were crushed or something. I don't know what the exact message is. You die. All right, okay, I'm gonna have to do this by sight now because I can't zoom in anymore. All right, so there's our rendezvous. That was remarkably easy. So obviously around Kerbin, you're gonna have much higher velocities and higher gravity. Here though, it's stupidly easy, and we can actually just set the Gilly lander as target and point towards it like so, and then just dock directly with it, and it shouldn't be a problem. So let's turn around. Target. There we go. And the RCS should slow us down quite a bit. And we should have... Oh, we've got tons of RCS. Holy cow. It's not very strong, but it'll do what we need it to do, and that's what matters. Oh my gosh, so stuff is happening. Kitty Lynn is here. Hello, Kitty Lynn. Thank you for stopping by for some KSP. Just woke up from some sleep. Not a... Oh, no, not a planned wake up, huh? Rock is here. Hello. Bringing the cool canards tonight. I like it. I like it. You know, I have nothing against canards. I just, I don't build space planes, so I don't ever need them. There we go. Let's get the targets lined up. This should be a pretty straightforward docking. Oh, come on, man. All right, whatever. It's close enough. Do you think it would be cool with like a KSP type game, but with actual sci-fi spaceships? Like a science fiction orbital mechanics game? Because there are actually a couple of those. Or do you mean like, it's like KSP, but it has like faster than light travel or like warp travel and stuff like that? Because either way, RCS stands for Reaction Control System. It's basically these little jets here that shoot out gas to adjust my heading. Let's point towards the target. There we go. We are on track to dock. Set that as the actual target. Set the... Hey, come on. It won't let... There it goes. There we go. Okay, we got it. Now I can set this as the actual target. Good. So what I can do is I can use it to just slightly tweak my my heading so that I'm gonna hit the docking port square on, which is what we want to do. All right, let's see. People have built Enterprise, Star Destroyers. That's true. There is a lot of stuff you can do in KSP with just the basic building blocks, right? Slow it down. Just a little bit more. And make sure that this is on target. We should be good to dock. And the magnets should do the rest of the work. A nice little kiss. Boop, there we go. All good. Let's retract the solar panels. Beautiful. Okay, now comes the fun part. As if this whole thing hasn't been the fun part. We need to get, who did we send? Valbry? So Valbry, oh, get back in. We're gonna get the pressure data. Okay, there's no seismic data. Temperature data. And we are gonna hop out. We're gonna grab everything. Take data, and take data. And then we're gonna hop in the capsule. This is our ticket home right here. I am playing career mode, so there's money and science and fame. Like KSP with a ship for Halo, like you have to manage what kind of sci-fi engines you need, how much fuel you'll need. Oh. Okay. That could be fun. So a sci-fi KSP. I think in KSP 2, there's going to be interstellar travel, so there you might see more of that kind of stuff. But I don't think there's anything with like licensed science fiction vehicles to that extent. All right, what else do we need from here? We've got all that. We've got the crew report. Oh, right, we need to transfer all the fuel. Let's go. Give me the fuel. Wait a minute. Okay, this isn't working. Oh no. Uh-oh. Well then. That's a bit of a problem, isn't it? I find myself with a bit of a problem. So the issue is there's a heat shield here, which means I cannot transfer fuel between the big tank and the smaller tanks. Which means we're gonna have to do this slightly differently from what it's not an oh no, it's just kind of obnoxious. No guys, don't freak out. It should be okay. So let's turn off this one. So let's see. If I decouple this. All right. So we're gonna head over to the window capture here. And we're gonna see when our next transfer is gonna be. So we're on day, we are on day 232, year 4, day 232. So we're gonna see when the next time that we can actually transfer is going to be. And it appears, and I'll write this down, that our departure window will be year 5, day 247. So this is going to be our next transfer. And the other one we need to look at is Kerbal to Duna. Plot it. So our departure time for that is going to be year 5, day 368. Got it. So there we go. We cannot manually transfer fuel because the heat shield's in the way. So basically, I can't, there's no way to enable crossfeed across the heat shield like that I'm aware of anyway. So even if the crossfeed is enabled across that, and I believe it's enabled across the docking ports, but there's just no way to do it. If I had brought a hose, like I probably should have, then I could have just run a hose, but I don't have a hose, so I can't do that. So they're just gonna chill out here in orbit for about a year. And in the meantime, we're gonna head to the Space Center. And here, I'm gonna adjust the microphone real quick. Don't freak out. There we go. It's like blocking the tippy top of the screen. I couldn't see some of that stuff up there. Let's see. Plant. I already did that. I'm not gonna actually. That's actually not terrible. That's like really good money, actually. We'll do that. Sure, why not? We're not using the fuel for anything else. Volcanic rock. That's from Eve, right? Yeah. That's on Eve. Parasatellite. That's not gonna happen. Gather, sir. I did not. Rescue verming from orbit of Eve. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry to hear that you're stranded in orbit of Eve, but we're not going to be able to help you. What if you go back to Kerbal using the small engine? It doesn't have enough juice to get us there. We should actually hang on. Let me double check that window there. I didn't see how much it actually was going to cost. That's kind of important. So Eve to Kerbal is going to be and if I'm aero braking, let's check the Delta V map here. I'll show you guys the Delta V map because that's very helpful to know about. So this is the KSP Delta V map. Basically, it tells you in subway map format or metro, wherever you're from, how much Delta V it costs to get from one thing to the next. So we are currently in orbit of Gilly. which is right here. So to leave Gilly, it's 410 plus 60 plus 80 plus 90. And then we don't need to, we can ignore this because we can arrow brake. Meaning the total is going to be 470, 550, 640 about-ish. Whatever happened to winging it? Oh, I always wing it, but I also like to know the numbers just to be safe. So let's leave Eve behind for a bit, and we're gonna design our mission to Duna. So we have an important job, which is to get a where's Eve Station? Eve. Did I not save Eve Station? Oh no, because it's just a Mun station. That's right. Alright, so how many Kerbals can this hold? Wait a minute. No, Eve Station is different. Hold on. Oh, Untitled Eve Station, that's what it's called. So this holds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, this holds enough. So we need to get a Duna station to Duna. From the big purple to the red. Yes, that's where we're going. All right, Kerpe, have a good night. Let's see. So this is our current mission to get to Duna. This supports 11 Kerbals from what I can tell. It's got everything it needs. Assuming we don't screw up the launch, it should be easy enough to get it into orbit. So why don't we just use this one? I see no reason not to. It got us to Eve. It should be able to get us to Duna. Now we just need someone to launch it, though. Yeah, Valentina can handle that. All right, let's give it a go. So we got everything we need. Let's make sure we don't have any excess stuff in storage. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything in here. Let's go. Yes. Okay, we're good to launch. So, let's see. Who was it that wanted to know? Henson wanted to know how to launch a station. My thing? Oh, okay, thanks. Kerpa, you're supposed to be sleeping. Sorry, guys. Let me get rid of that. Boom. You didn't miss much. Just me picking the correct thing. All right, so Valentina is going to launch. So this whole thing is a one launch station. It's got 2 hab modules, a lab, a control module, and a cupola, and relays and solar panels and docking port. So it's got everything that a basic space station needs. So we should be good to go. I'll get everything up the way I like it. So I like to have maneuver mode on so I can see what my apoapsis is. So I can kind of tell if my gravity turn is correct or not. All right, this is all good. All right, we're gonna launch now. Here we go. We're launching a big ol' station. One launch. So if I don't read your chat for a few seconds here while I'm attempting to not blow this thing up, please forgive me. All right. Proper controls, yes. The control point is correct. We have solved that problem, at least. Come on. A little bit wobbly, but that's okay. There shouldn't be any flipping. I think the gimbaling is strong enough to avoid that. Okay, I think we can tilt a little more to the east here. Just a bit. Nothing too crazy. I don't want Valentina to do flips with this thing again. It cost us a lot of fuel last time. Alright, now is probably a good time to start tilting a little harder. The atmospherics are in our favor up here. Also, our apoapsis is getting a little high, so now is probably a good time to start flipping. The rocket's I mean, it's not supposed to be aerodynamic, it's just supposed to... It's like launching a brick. All I need to do is get it in there, into space, and then it'll figure itself out up there. Turns out stations aren't generally very aerodynamic. There we go. Oh, that's not great. Okay, I guess we're switching to the middle stage a little early. Yikes. That's okay. I think this thing should have enough juice in it to get us where we're going. I hope. If not, then so be it. Valentina will just have to bail out. So yeah, that was basically a full tank with a mainsail that was supposed to get us the whole way there. It's fine. Valentina's fine, don't worry. The transfer, though, is now going to take a lot of extra fuel. We're going to have to send up a couple of supply missions to refuel this tank, because this is our transfer stage to Duna. And also, we're going to have to get a little bit higher than I would like. But we should be okay. I think. Alright, so today we have learned the importance of separatrons to keep your stages from slamming into one another. I could recommend the Airstream protective shells. Like, over the whole thing? And no, Emmykins, this is not the Jeb disaster. That was a completely separate thing. Jeb wasn't even piloting at the time. Yeah, the NASA people know what they're doing. I do not. But I think it makes things more entertaining. All right, how are we doing? Uh-oh. This is actually kind of bad. Yeah. So here's the issue. If I have to ditch this stage, that's a lot of Delta V that we're losing out on for the transfer. Oh wait, I could just enable crossfeed. Just do that. That should solve the problem, right? Because we're gonna fill it up anyway. So we'll just drain these tanks as well. And it should be fine. Fins at the back? I don't need fins. The gimbaling is fine. It's just a matter of not ditching the stage when it's angled like that, I think. Because I've launched this before. And it was fine. See, we're good. We're almost into orbit. Ugh, a little shaky there, but nothing I can't handle. Yeah, the main thing was our we were tilted, so when the stages decoupled, they came back and hit us. All right. Listen, I know what the problem is. I don't think a fairing can go over this thing. It's too big. It would not be worth the extra weight that I would have to put on the thing. But we can take a look. Look, I'll humor you guys. We'll take a look at our options. But I have launched this thing before. All right, let's do that. And there we go. Okay. Now let's go ahead and extend the solar panels out. So now we have power. I think I might have a hotkey for this, but I forgot what it was. Oh, the fairings? Yeah. I'll show you an example of that here, since we gotta head back to the VAB anyway. Let's turn... I actually have to leave crossfeed on. So this needs a full tank. This needs fuel. Basically, the whole ship is gonna need a bunch of fuel, because I blew all mine up. Cool. So a fairing is a protective shell that goes over the payload. So I think I have one of those. Does the Eve Inspector have that? So this is what a fairing does. So basically what'll happen is once it gets to a high enough altitude, it'll ditch the shell and the shell will just go flying off. Now for the Eve station, there's not a fairing alive that's going to be able to handle this nonsense. It would have to go way out here, go up, then out here, and then up, and then like form a weird pointy thing at the top. And I have the biggest one I have is the 2.5 meter one, so it would look pretty silly. But anyway. Now what am I gonna do? I guess I have to launch like at least one resupply mission. Probably more. Maybe there's some Kerbals we can rescue. I don't need to protect my space phallic symbol, Kittylin. Don't you worry. The world deserves to see it. Oh shoot, we're at max contracts. Science data from Space Round Minmus. Let's do that one real quick. Minmus, Min Station. There we go. You have suggestions? Oh, I'll take your suggestions. Just, there are things that I will not do in the name of aesthetics. And there are things that I will not do in the name of my, like, personal sense of hard mode balance. Oh, wait, this has full science? No way. Crap. Okay, we gotta wait till it's in range, I guess. Let's do that. So I have taken suggestions in the past. It's just, you know, I have like self-imposed limitations on certain things. All right, let's get some sunlight and transmit the data. There it goes. It's gonna take a while. There we go. Another batch of 500 science. Ready to rock. Make rockets more streamlined, even if it's just cones put on top with decouplers. Yes, that's fair. I generally do that. The only exception is, of course, the space stations, because they're just big honking chunks of metal. So, like, my other ships, like, for example, the crew transfer shuttle here, which we're going to be sending up with some fuel to offload, is nice and streamlined. Normal looking ship. The Gilly lander that we sent up had a fairing on it. It's a bit chonky, but, you know, it worked. So I do know how to use fairings. I know how to make aerodynamics. It's just with stations, there's only so much I can do. Like, they're just so big and they've got pieces all over. Like, let's see. If we go back to the Eve station, I added the foldable solar panels here so they wouldn't be sticking out. I'm not sure how much of a difference that actually makes, but it looks cool. So yeah, like I could, I guess theoretically, stack the hab modules in like a big stack, but I kind of like the way this looks, which is why it looks like this. All right, so let's head off to the tracking station and we're gonna track the station that we just sent up, and then we're gonna send up a quick refueling mission. Stacking the hab module sounds good. It looks like a totem pole, says Grumpy Thumper. It does look like a totem pole. Ooh, the Eve station needs to be changed into an actual station here. Oh, starting to take longer to load all these things. That's concerning. Rename vessel. This is the Dun station. Dun station. Back to the Space Center we go. And the issue I found with stacking the hab modules was that it made it way too tall and long, which, while more streamlined, was kind of a pain in the butt to deal with in space. Trying to keep it a little more compact. After a while of playing, it's an idea to close and relaunch the game because memory leaks. Yeah, like, I've only been playing for about 2 hours now. I don't think it's too big of a deal. But, and I did the 12-hour stream and I never had to restart the game. Oh no, that's not true. I restarted once because there was a weird bug that we fixed by reloading. I don't think my streams are long enough to warrant it necessarily. What do we need to send up with this thing? I guess we need to send up one of our pilots. Can we send up extra fuel with this thing? It's probably fine. We'll go about making like a dedicated refueling mission after this. Jesse Spaceman, thanks for coming to check out the channel. It's a lot better than it used to be for memory leaks. That's true. I remember, and maybe it was also my old PC, but it got pretty bad and really slow after a while. All right, let's take a look. Grumpy Thumper says, how many years away do you think we are from Space Packs IRL? I mean, we have Space Packs now. It's just too expensive for normal people. All right, so here comes our friendly neighborhood Dun station. So let's launch. Like airline level? Ooh. Like 100 maybe? I mean, why would anyone need to go into space? Like, because if it's a tourism thing, it's never going to be airline level. If it's to get to like the moon or to Mars, then yeah, like 100 years. At the rate we're going, maybe more. Like, I know we all saw Xenon Girl of the 21st Century and thought, oh boy, I can't wait till we live in a space station. But yeah, that's still a ways off, I think. You guys are distracting me again. It's okay. Feel free to distract me. That's what makes this more entertaining. If it was just me sitting here, I would be so bored just doing like random refueling missions. You know, you guys, you two spacemen meeting reminds me of when Icy Starshard came in here, and she's like, I think she's like an artist or something. I haven't seen her streams. But she came in here because she saw my name and said, oh, fellow Starshard. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of weird. All right, Richie Spaceman says, number 1, take budget, world spends on military. Number 2, spend on space exploration. 3, question marks. 4, profit. Exactly. I mean, there is a lot of wealth, like, just sitting out there in space, right? In the form of mineable asteroids. But we don't have the equipment or the logistics in place to actually collect it. Like, what do? Do you fly the asteroids into orbit like in KSP and mine them and then just parachute everything back to Earth? Do you, I don't know, do you send up like a dedicated crew to like harvest it and then bring everything back when it's done? I don't know. Who's gonna get that wealth? Well, just land the asteroid on Earth. A good idea. It worked for the dinosaurs. Just slam it right into the planet and then go mine where the crater is. All right, let's check on our target here. Food. So my personal future preference is the space elevator. I don't anticipate I will get to see it in my lifetime or even like the beginning of it, but it's got to happen eventually, right? Like, chemical rockets are so inefficient and wasteful that it seems like a crime to continue using that as the go-to launch system in perpetuity. Ooh, okay, so Richie Spaceman is talking about, I forgot what the like technical term is, but basically space fabrication, where they build stuff in space. And I remember reading a book when I was a kid that was talking about how they made rubber balls in 0G to because it made them betterer. The giant catcher's mitt for the asteroid. Yeah, exactly. That sounds like something from Futurama. But the alternative to a space elevator would just be like a system of mass drivers that just fling stuff into space. Not people, because it would kill them, but like components. And here's where Final Fantasy VIII comes in. Because you know I gotta bring that up. For those of you who have not played Final Fantasy VIII, there is a space station orbiting the planet. And to get there, you basically get in a giant gun. It's a mass driver that like shoots you at the space station, and there's big like nets that catch you. They're like energy nets, and they slow you down, and then they send some astronauts out there to bring you on board the space station. Anyway, and that's why Final Fantasy VIII is the best PlayStation era Final Fantasy game. Space elevators and mass drivers aren't really practical, at least Earth-based ones. So what, are you proposing just like chemical rockets in perpetuity then? Because that sucks. Star, maybe you could do a Saturday stream once a month. Okay, that's a good start. What would I stream? We'd have to call it like Special Saturday or something. No, someone's probably already used that. They're not the best solution, but they work. I mean, yeah. But it's not a good long-term solution. It's expensive. It's inefficient. It hurts the environment. Well, I mean, no more than anything else, but I don't know. I guess a giant space elevator could have a similar problem, right? What was the other proposed launch system that I saw where basically they use static pressure to like have giant inflatable rings that are really high up, and you can kind of just it's like a mass driver, but it gets high enough that you're most of the way out of the atmosphere. Whatever I want, it's just an idea. Okay. Well, Emmykins is proposing a special Saturday stream once a month. We'll see. Doing most of the mining / building stuff in space cuts out a lot of the logistics needed. That's true, Richie Spaceman. It's very true. Once we have like a permanent population in space or like permanent industry in space, it definitely reduces a lot of the things we need to send, right? Like if we can just be sending up passengers or crew members, then, and all the industry takes place in orbit. Yeah. Jesse Spaceman says, here's the thing with space elevators. Sure, you could build a tower tall enough, but it's still not going to get you in orbit because you don't have the horizontal velocity. That's where you're wrong. Because what happens is the tower takes you up to geostationary orbit. And I totally missed my window here. What the heck? Having too much fun talking about space elevators. All right, let's keep going, keep going. So basically, the theory is that you have a big counterweight that goes out past, or goes out to where you need to be for geostationary orbit, and then the space elevator takes you up to a point where you just need like a little push, and you're already horizontally, you're already in orbit, basically. Yeah, it's a very long cable. That's the thing. That's what makes it impractical. And who's Rumpy's talking about the belters? Richie Spaceman says an Earth-based station at geostationary orbit would weigh quite a lot and be a lot of weight placed on the bottom of it, and also be a lot of tension on the materials in between. Again, we're talking like future tech, right? So yes, it's in my idealized future, there is a space elevator. Whether it's practical to build, whether we have, it's even possible, right? Like if there's no material with enough tensile strength to support a cable that long and strong enough to withstand those kind of forces, then we got to find another solution. Yeah, exactly. Just pretend we're in the Avatar universe, and once the Fire Nation attacks, you get access to all the unobtainium on Pandora. Let's slow it on down here. So, for those of you who were watching what I was doing instead of listening to me, I basically just did a rendezvous. I've done this so much that it's kind of hard to like talk through my actual thought process. Crap. Go this way. Slow down. And we should just be able to boost our way over there. Get the two orange things close to each other. Process. Pokerot, thank you. I hope I'm saying your name right. Thanks for coming to check out the channel. Hope you enjoy KSP as much as the rest of us crazy people do. Unobtainium is actually an engineering MacGuffin outside of Avatar. Yeah, for sure. It's been used in a lot of things, right? It's like, get me a material that's stronger than steel and harder than diamond and cheaper than dirt. That's unobtainium. Maybe we can find some on the asteroids. Wait. Oh, the T? Is the T silent? The Pokoro? Like that? Uh-oh. Oh god. What the heck just happened? What am I looking at? What's going... Something happened? No, I'm here. Can everybody hear me? I was getting a... Okay. I was getting a message from my producer. And I wasn't sure what the message was. So... I have no idea why I had to stop, but I think we're good. Produce, yeah, my moderator. I wish I had a producer. Oh man. Actually, no, if I had a producer, I think my quality would be a lot higher. But I just call her my producer. Okay, what were we talking about? Space elevators. And let's see. It's pronounced Dave. Okay, well, thanks, Dave, for... Oh, wait, okay. That's what she was talking about. Thank you, Emmykins. Okay, so the username is silent. It's pronounced Dave. Got it. I'll remember that. I'll write it down. What I get for not being able to read fast enough, I guess. Okay, we're back. Sorry for the interruption. Let's try to get this rendezvous going here. Open the shield. Everything looks good. And we're slowing down. So, all right, close enough. We are now going to burn towards the ship. And cover your ears, everybody, because we're going to use RCS. Skylon is an idea in the works. Whether it's actually feasible or not remains to be seen. Is that the one? Okay, Earth-based SSTO. So basically a space plane, right? Or is it more rockety? Because I have space plane-ish. Okay. In KSP, I have some issues with space planes, which are probably unrelated to real life, but that has kind of carried over into my disinterest in them in real life. Because I don't know, I think they're inefficient and dangerous. And maybe that's just me. All right, come on, RCS, get us there. Far ways are intersect. Oh, ways, apparently. All right, let's speed up time and see. The dangerous part is probably you. Yeah, that's true. I'm very impatient in this game. And I think that carries over in some of the design choices that I make. All right, let's fix this. We are supposed to be doing a rendezvous. There it is. All right, that's what I wanted to see. In theory, they should only use fuel. In theory, yeah. But look at the space shuttle. That had all kinds of problems associated with it. It wasn't an SSTO because it had the boosters and stuff, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what the concept is. I guess I'll have to look into the Skylon itself. But space planes are hard enough to get working in KSP. Trying to get them working in real life just sounds like a nightmare. All right, let's check our rendezvous here. Now that'll push us a little bit closer. Yeah, okay. All right, 0.4 kilometers. I can live with that. So yeah, I guess if that's what our options are, if our options are impossible space elevator, impossible mass driver, rocketry, and space plane, I'll take the space plane. There's of course the even more wildly outlandish idea of the sky hook. If you guys are familiar with that one, where it's basically a space elevator, but with a big swinging hook. Is the mass driver impossible? No, maybe. I know there was like a company that was allegedly working on sort of a mass driver-ish system that basically spun up the payload and then launched it. But I think that might have turned out to be a scam. I just remember seeing a video, I think Scott Manley was talking about it, where like yeeting the cargo into orbit, which, while funny and like interesting, is probably not the best way to go about it. Again, I'm telling you guys, Final Fantasy VIII has it the best. You just have a long tube, and you light it up, and you just fire the cannon, and out it goes. The hard part is slowing it down when it gets there. Mass driver getting something to orbit would have to be faster than orbital velocity from launch. So 8 kilometers per second in low Earth atmosphere. Well, what if we built it on top of a mountain? Think about that. How tall can we make the mass driver? If we can get it way up there, because we can build pretty tall. Now obviously the atmosphere is still pretty thick even at the top of our tallest buildings. But if you build it into the side of like a mountain or something, you could theoretically like launch it out the top of the mountain, like some kind of supervillain escape hatch lair thing. And that could be both cool and functional. Like Dr. Evil, like escaping from Austin Powers, he just hops in his little mass driver thing and shoots off into space. It works out. All right, am I getting distracted again? This was supposed to be a really easy rendezvous, and I feel like I'm burning through both RCS fuel and regular fuel. But we got Mount Everest, although that's not on the equator. We'd have to find like a nice big mountain on the equator if we wanted to make it as efficient as possible. So our options are basically Ecuador or somewhere in Central Africa. Take your pick. I don't know about the mountains in Central Africa, but I do know that Ecuador does in fact have some choice mountains for building mass drivers and or space elevators. All right. Hang on. Oh, stop. Go back. Pushing to RCS now. Let's try to get this on target. Okay, we're at the point where the numbers are going down. That's good. Ugh. Okay. How's everybody doing tonight? I forgot to ask you guys that. It's going pretty good tonight. Not super bustling. I think there's some good people streaming tonight, unfortunately. Well, it's not bad, but like, you know, I'm not at that level yet where I can compete with the big boys. Maybe someday. So Emmykin suggested a special Saturday stream. What would you guys want to see on a Saturday? So it could be, theoretically, it could be a longer stream. It could be like a full game if it's a shorter game. It could be something that I don't normally play. Emmykins is doing good. Lucky for you. I've been asking people as they pop in. That's true. Thank you, Emmykins. You're always on top of these things. Fortnite. Okay. I mean, if people want to see me play Fortnite and watch me fail horribly at it, so be it. New Monster Hunter. Okay. Thanks for the suggestion, Dave. I've actually only played one Monster Hunter game, and I think it was just the original Monster Hunter. Henson is back. Kitty Lynn wants to see more Oxygen Not Included. That'll be happening on Wednesday this week. Hope to see you there. Things are going quite well on the new base. If you haven't, you're not caught up, for those of you who might not be. All right, now is the time to slow down, I think. Yeah, this RCS is like way more powerful than the other one. Just gotta make sure we don't burn through all our mono propellant here. Yeah, I think we're good. What other games do I have / enjoy playing? Let's see. XCOM is sort of the big one, which I think is like a fun game to stream. I have never beat Stardew Valley, if you can even claim to have beaten a game like that. I've gotten to like the middle of year 2 and then just kind of gotten bored. The space station idea is so bad, my rocket keeps crashing. Emmykins wants Spelunky or Monster Rancher. Okay. Those are good games. I wouldn't be opposed to any of these. I'm not even opposed to Fortnite, like, theoretically, as long as people are actually going to watch. Because I'm not going to make myself miserable unless I get to make other people miserable too. Oh, multiplayer community games. Yes. Okay, now we're talking. I actually had thought about that. But I don't know. I don't think the community is quite big or regular enough that I can kind of reliably have enough people. It makes about 300 meters up and just nosedives, huh? All right. Just nosedives. Is it like just flipping over? Is that the problem? All right, hang on. Let me dock with this station, and then I'll see if we can't diagnose your problem. Ooh, we gotta switch to the station quick, because this is not facing the correct way. Be facing straight up and down. That makes it the easiest. It just keeps flipping. Yeah, okay. So I've had that problem with stations in the past. Let me see if we can't take a look at it here. Let's make sure I'm facing the correct way. There we go. Think like a dart, weight and pointy stuff up front, fins at the back. Yeah. So if... It's tough to recommend fins because they can hurt too, right? Because they can make it impossible to turn. But yeah, if you're having issues with the space station and you know you've got excess delta V, then fins can definitely help. What? Oh, if you're using the low level fins that don't have control surfaces, sorry. Yeah, if they've got the control surfaces, then you're good to go. But I'm thinking like early game stuff. All right, so let's pick our target. Is did one of the robotics get knocked out of whack? What the heck? No damping. There we go. Turn that crap off. I don't want damping. We are now going to set the docking port as the target. Let's go up. Everything in KSP can be solved with more booster. Dave has the right idea. All you got to do is strap an SRB to it. You'll be good to go. We're going to do this. Now we play the crane game. Just coming in right over top of it. So as soon as our target is right here, that's when we know that we're good. And for those of you wondering, I'm using IJKL for this. And and HN. Back it off. Let's see. We need to go to the left. Turn the fine controls on now. And we're just gonna tippy tap it. Here we go. Beautiful. Alright, so nice docking there. And we should have no more problems with this. And then once we've got the fuel transferred over, we'll go diagnose the space station's problems. There goes all the fuel. Yum, 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 yum. Alright, so back to the Space Center we go. So, Tenson, tell us about your station design. If I can... Also, what are you playing in science mode or career or sandbox? So I should probably actually make sure that I have access to all the parts. Oh, and all, yeah, mods, that's also important. I mean, it shouldn't affect too much. So, dive in here. Okay, you are, yes, what? Sandbox. Okay, sandbox is fine. I'll just have to open that up so I can see what parts you're using. All right, so what kind of station are you trying to make? Because if you're just trying to make a refueling station, all you really have to do is, let's see, take a probe core, like this big guy. Although that might be too big. This is a good size one. Take a probe core. Take a big boy tank. Make it orange because that's the best color. Slap some docking ports on it. Clampetron. Like so. Put a nose cone on it. Where's the big one? There we go. Boom. Here's your station design. Does this have wheel authority? It does. Throw a nice low impact engine like a poodle. Switch it to the good one with the balls. Yeah, maybe not that. It's a little too tall. Stick with the regular one. And then the TD-25. Let's see here. Find some fuel tanks. Using MechJeb? Oh, well then just let MechJeb fly it. I want to make a refuel that can also hold like the extra ships. Okay. So in that case, let's do this. Do these. That. Oh, that doesn't work. Oh, hang on. I can fix this. Is there not like a square version of this? Ah, whatever, it's fine. We'll just use... Yeah, the cubic octagonal stretch is not what I'm looking for. Oh, this is gonna look stupid. Never mind, let's not do that. That's gonna cause more problems than it solves. I don't need big arms sticking out. And yeah, Richie Spaceman is offering to look at the design itself, since I'm just kind of like slapping one together to give you an idea of what I would do. So you may want to send a craft design over, get some personalized look at it. All right, so what would I do? Find a mainsail, maybe a skipper. Skipper's probably fine here. Skipper is not fine. Mainsail. big fuel. Yeah. Should be good. All right, so here's your new station. Can this get to orbit? Theoretically, yes. Let's try it. Oh, it needs power. Hang on. I actually turn this white. Oh, it looks so ugly though. Oh, and it probably also needs like a control thing. Never mind, you don't have to build a ship. I'll try science mode. Okay, well, science mode's not gonna like answer the question. It's just gonna give you limited parts to choose from. And yeah, so that's actually probably the better way to play the game, honestly. If you're just starting out, because then you don't get overwhelmed. But it also then implements getting science and stuff. Let's get back to where we were. Yeah, don't make weird flippy crafts until you're a little more advanced. And then once you're even more advanced than that, stop making the flippy crafts because they're not helping. They're just making things worse, which is what I have found. Let's get this thing home. And how much more fuel are we gonna need? Oh boy. All right. We're gonna have to make a dedicated fuel hauler here. Undock? There we go. Shield. And now we're just gonna RCS our way down until we get arrow captured. The thing is, I tried science mode, but I just ran out of stuff to do and couldn't get any more science. I mean, yeah, then you just got to keep going to new places, right? So you got to go to Kerbal orbit. You can get all kinds of science from up there. You can go to the Mun and get the science from there. You go to Minmus and get the science from there. You can take a brief dip into solar orbit and get the science from there. So that's kind of the thing about science mode, is it pushes you to go to these different places to get more science. And yeah, also Richie Spaceman has it right. Make sure you unlock the science parts and the different experiments so that you always have something to be doing. Because otherwise, yeah, you will run out of ways to get science and you won't have the expertise or the parts to get places that you need to get more. All right, now we're just gonna decouple here. And if you have the DLC, there are some like extra things you can do for science that involve setting up ground stations. And then if you unlock the mobile processing lab, you can actually just like get infinite science at that point. A little more complicated than that, but that's sort of the standard way to get a lot of science. And yeah, Jaspers has it right. Thanks for coming to hang out. Jaspers123. You can complete the entire tech tree without ever leaving Kerbal Sphere of Influence. Or the system, right? So Kerbal, Mun, Minmus. But going to all the other planets is what makes it real fun. For me, at least. Which is why we are trying to get this Duna mission put together. Let's see. So it's year 4, day 232. Our next window is year 5, day 247. That is our return window from Eve. Dave says you can unlock the entire tech tree without launching a ship if you play on sandbox mode. That's fair. It'll also keep in mind, depending on what difficulty you're playing on, it changes the rewards you get from science and money if you're playing career. So I'm playing on hard, so all the returns are reduced by to 60% of what they would be on normal. And the penalties are like extra, but I don't think I've ever got a penalty. So guys, I don't know if you have this problem where you live, but it's super cold here and also super dry because all the like water in the atmosphere gets frozen, which means all the air is dry. And I'm so dry. It's very frustrating. I've got this big thing of water and I've been drinking it and everything is dry. So Tencent is playing on normal difficulty. Yes, that's probably your best bet to kind of have a balanced experience. Kitty Lynn hates dry water. Me too. It's like they promise instant water, just add water. But, you know, then you add water and it's just more water. For a new player, Jasper suggests playing through Sandbox can actually make things harder. Yes. Which is what I've discussed that in the past and we just talked about it. Is that overwhelming, just like the parts like being spilled onto you. You don't know what the different parts are for. You don't know what parts go together or how they interact. So yeah, definitely recommend science mode. And then once you're a little more into it, you can switch to career and kind of have fun with the money and stuff. Science, career, sandbox, yeah. It's also good to use sandbox. Once you kind of know what the different parts do, you can use it as like a test bed for your designs without having to worry about unlocking parts yet or paying the money for them if you're playing career. And yes, career does have missions and they can be fun. Emphasis on can. Sometimes they want you to land on Eve and return. And that's like really hard, so we're not going to do it yet. I don't know, we've had some good ones for stations, right? Like we have that station we need to put in Orbit of Duna. There's I think I took a ground base station or a surface outpost on Minmus that we'll have to do eventually. That might be a fun next week project. And then what else were some fun ones? Like just planting a flag is kind of a reason to go somewhere you've never been. The science from orbit or science from the surface of whatever planet can be a quick money boost if you've already got like a probe or whatever there. Harvest 3k units of ore on Eve and bring it back. That's an instant cancel that I'm not even going to look at that one. The thought of mining on Eve like makes me sick. Although I guess if you're going to like leave Eve, you could take an empty rocket, fill it up there, and then leave all the refining equipment behind. Land on Moho, fly by Elu. Yikes. Yeah, that sounds like a VIP thing. Like this tourist would like to do this itinerary. Land on Moho, fly by Elu. Land on Jewel. Hopefully the missions in KSP2 were a little more dynamic, or I don't know what the word is. There's more variety, and they're not just kind of generic do X here. I mean, those can be fine too. They give you an incentive to go somewhere that you either maybe were not going to go or that you were going to go to already, so you just make a profit on it. Ah, yes, Reentry, my favorite part of the game. Do you guys remember when we were talking about anime earlier and we got totally sidetracked? I remember that. Contracts aren't that well laid out and designed. Yeah, they were kind of just like hastily implemented, I think. More milestone based missions would be fun. Yeah. Like let's see. I think the one that I have to land and return from Eve is like a milestone. Or not the milestone, because you're talking about the ones that you just automatically get, I think. Yeah. I think everyone's kind of got their hopes pinned on KSP2 being super amazing. And it's starting to get a little concerning. I don't know if it can live up to the expectations of so many KSP fans. But if it does, it'll be that much better, right? I'm sure there's people out there who, like, I don't know, don't really care about it. And that's kind of sad too. Like, you're not even like a little excited for the new features. KSP with proper multiplayer is all you really need. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to play with other people. Anyone know how I can use MechJeb in science mode? Asking for a friend. I think you have to unlock a particular part to let it work. If you have no hope, you can't be disappointed. That's true, but I don't know. I've got this little sliver in my heart from Spore still. Does anybody remember Spore? The game that was going to change the world? Oof, Spore. Alright, Kitty Lynn knows what I'm talking about. I followed that my whole, last 2 years of high school. The game was announced. Will Wright did his thing at the GDC and was showing off the demo. And my friend was like, dude, you gotta see this. This is gonna be so cool. And I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be so cool. I have to know more. And I was in the forums and I was talking with people and everybody was like planning how they're gonna make their cool, awesome species. And then the game comes out and it's like, it's okay, but it's not mind-bogglingly good like it should have been. Dave was hyped for that. Yep. So I'm not the only one. It was not okay. Yeah, exactly. Like, compared to what we were expecting. And this is why I have, that's the game that taught me to temper my hype for games. Everybody has one, right? Like, oh, I was so hyped for Duke Nukem Forever, and then it came out and it sucked. Or, I was so hyped for Cyberpunk, and then it came out and it sucked. So, you know, you gotta learn that lesson somehow, right? Aliens, Colonial Marines. Yeah, there's another good one. I was so hyped for Aliens, Colonial Marines, then it came out and it sucked. Hyped for Half-Life 3 since 2010s, yep. Well, stay hyped. Any day now, right? I'm very lucky that I never got into the Half-Life games. Because I would probably be really mad that it never got. I guess Half-Life Alyx came out. That was kind of like a Half-Life 3, right? Elden Ring. Ooh, Elden Ring, yeah. Oh yeah, Dave said what I was just thinking. Dave was hyped for Portal 2 and that was great. Yeah, that's true. Are you hyped for Portal 3 though? And Kerpe has gone to bed, but he was apparently gifted Elden Ring. And he's a big like Dark Souls, Sekiro kind of guy. So hopefully he'll have some good things to say about it. They're not making a third one. That's the point. It's one of those like Valve can't count the 3 games. Left 4 Dead 2, Half-Life 2, Part 2, Portal 2. Kitty Lynn wasn't excited about Dark Souls 3. All right. Are you a Dark Souls 2 or a Dark Souls 1 kind of gamer? Team Fortress 2. Yeah, see, look at this, the pattern. Most of the Dark Souls community loved Dark Souls 3. I've never played Dark Souls 1 or Dark Souls 3. I have played some of Demon Souls and some of Dark Souls 2. And that is all that I know about Dark Souls. and I was watching Kerbal play Dark Souls 2 today. Alright, so finally, we've landed. This has been a very productive conversation. You love the first one and really like the second one. Alright. We've got some Dark Souls fans. Would anybody... Alright, and I've run this past several people. Would anybody be interested in seeing me completely fail at Dark Souls 2? Because I have Dark Souls 2. I don't have Dark Souls 1. I don't have Dark Souls 3. But it looks fun when people play it. But I've played it before and didn't really care for it. But if it would be entertaining, I would absolutely... And people were going to watch, because I'm not just going to play for myself. If people were going to watch, I would 100% play through that game. So, I'm seeing some yeses. I'm seeing a definitely maybe. I'll check back. I'll check back in the future. It's not going anywhere. Don't worry. I know, everybody has their preferences and whether they want to watch someone who's good or someone who's bad or someone who's in between but entertaining, or like a hot tub streamer. Everybody's got their streamer preferences. I mean, one what? I've completely forgotten what I just said. Plant flag on Minmus. I don't think we want to do that right now. DS2 in a hot tub? Oh. If I could somehow manage to fit a hot tub into my living room and afford a hot tub and make it so that I could stream from it, I guess I could try it, but that's a lot of ifs. Oh yeah, we got one yes. Yeah, I meant one. I saw yes. Okay, I got you now. So one yes and one probably not, to be honest. All right, that's fair. That's what I expected. I know some people are just here for certain games. That's fine. You guys do what makes you entertained. These are my active missions. What am I looking at? All right, let's make a better fuel transfer vehicle. Make a hot tub on MS Paint. That is now a hot tub stream. Guys, I already got the camera and the microphone. You think I can afford a hot tub? All right, let's do a new... This will just be a drone, I think. Because there's no reason to make it fancy. All right, it's time to go to the science lab. Let's go. We've got a lot of science, and we need to spend it on something. And by that I mean, we need to spend money upgrading the science lab, which we can just barely afford. Nice. So we want the advanced unmanned and I think large probes is the one I want, the remote guidance unit. And there goes all my science. But it was worth it. Make a hot tub on MS Paint. I wonder if I could actually do, if I'm talented enough at MS Paint to actually do that. Probably not. Which one is bigger? This one. This thing is how much? Oh, to unlock it. Okay, it's 3,400 to have it. I'm like, I'm not spending 24 grand on a drone that I'm not going to be able to recover hardly. So here is the delivery vehicle. Let's slap some RCS. Okay, so this is a big tank. I think we can throw a poodle on here. I'm forgetting where everything's located now. And then we will put the RCS. Although I'm a little concerned it's not going to be enough RCS. So maybe we'll need more. How much RCS is in? 20, 40, 60, 80? How much is in this? 7.5. Yeah, that's not good. Let's look at where the center of mass is. Grab the thruster blocks here. Let's put them at the far ends. I think that should be okay. And then we need one of these. Yeah, that should do it. And then a clampetron. Oh, that's not what I want. Just one, please. All right, how does this look? This looks sufficiently fuel-y. I guess we're gonna need at least a little bit of power and some kind of antenna. Don't know why the antenna is like that. Weird. Like sticking into the, let's put it there. All right, the question is this thing gonna be recoverable? How to make it recoverable? What if we put, never mind, I don't have anything in here that can make it recoverable. Oh no, it needs like parachutes and stuff for sure. What if we do like some drogues up here? And then some like big boys? That ought to do it. I guess worst case scenario, it's not recoverable, and then we just fuel delivery drone. Call it. Guess we need some electricity. Two ought to be enough. RCS fuel? RCS fuel is hidden under here. All right, so now the question is, can we get this thing into orbit with the payload intact? Because we don't want to burn all our fuel to get there, right? That doesn't do us much good. Throw a Rockomax Jumbo Boy. Boy, that's annoying. Do the parachutes really have to like do me like that? Alright, just pop them at the same time, it's fine. And then a rocket engine, which will probably be the mainsail. See how much extra fuel we can chuck in there. 1.62. Can we throw a full tank? The calculation says just barely, so let's not do that. And do a slightly smaller one. Like so. 1.34 is not terrible. And now we'll throw some side liquid boosters on. So where are those at? Right there. Put these guys. That looks correct. Oh, wait, can I just use these? I've never used these before. Let's try it out. Do these automatically detach or what? Or do they not detach at all? What are these solid? These are... Okay, I better read the description here before I goof something up. Board with plain cylinders, the engineers did blah blah blah. Oh, it's a engine. It's not an engine, is it? What the heck? It has solid fuel. Includes build. Oh, that's the Separatrons. Oh, I see. Okay, okay. So I need to have a. Dang it. Go back. Okay. So it has built-in Separatrons. Does it have anything else? It just has liquid fuel and solid fuel. And then built-in separatrons. Got it. Right, go away now. I've never tried these before. Let's give it a go. Although I assume they still need the decouplers, right? Somebody knows about these. Let me know, because I've never tried them, like I said. Get on there. Not on there. There we go. Plop it down closer to the base. Put 4 of them on there. Yeah, that looks right. And we'll throw some little fellas on there. Oh. Oh, that's the wrong size. How about some cheetahs? Is that the right size? Oh, geez. This is a terrible idea, isn't it? Do you have any tips? What road that I should take in the tech tree? Actually, yes. So Tenson2K wants to know, and for those of you watching at home, which is, I guess, probably most people, unless you're watching at work. So start with the start, which is what you start with. Grab Basic Rocketry and Engineering 101 right away. Then grab Survivability. And then you're going to want to grab General Rocketry. And then you should try to get Basic Science as soon as possible after that. And then from there, you're kind of capped. Actually, no, because it's not career. And then from there, I would split between Advanced Rocketry and Basic Science. And possibly an alien has arrived with her small party of 3, but hey, we appreciate every single person who shows up for the streams. So thank you, possibly an alien. I hope Mass Effect 3 is going well. I know you're excited to finish it so we can get you some good games. And I'm sure you told everybody that tomorrow you'll be over on my stream to show me an interesting location that is somewhere in the world. I assume it's in the US. It looked like it was probably in the US, but I don't know for sure. All right, what engines are we putting on this? I didn't decide yet. We've got the Bobcat. I guess we want something that has good thrust, good ISP. Yeah, the Bobcat has good stuff. I mean, do I really need engines on these? Let's see. Probably. All right, so possibly an alien streams art on Wednesday, and she is showing me a weird museum in America tomorrow over on my channel. We were on her channel last week, in case you missed us. It was very cool. We looked through a very strange house. It got stranger and stranger every time you turned a corner. There we go. Let's get that on everything. That looks pretty cool. I'll take that. Now the question is, can we throw on a little extra fuel now that we've done that? The answer is probably yes. Hope it's yes anyway. I'm not even keeping track of my Delta V. Was that the it was not the Winchester House, no. It was 8800 Blue Lick Road, which you may have seen other people streaming maybe last year or the year before. I don't remember when it was kind of got big. I think Critical might have looked at it. So we burn, we ditch, we keep burning. I think we have enough. We can probably do another big tank. Oh, we still got lots of stuff to go here. This is awesome. I love having lots of Delta V. It makes me so happy. All right, there we go. Making a note of the Winchester house. All right. I don't know if that has a virtual tour. And it's kind of more of a generic weird house than it is like an unintentionally weird house. Like the lady who built it was kind of crazy. They made a movie about it. It'd be interesting to check out. All right, let's give this thing a go. If my calculations are correct, it should get us there. And if they are wrong, then so be it. Wait, that's not right. Hang on. Oh no. These need to burn at the same time. Yep. Okay, so burn everything. Ditch the boosters, then switch to this one, and then do the drogues first, and then the other stuff. All right, let's check if KSP has already noticed the problems with this. Nothing, just low batteries, but I don't care. Maybe I care a little bit. Let's throw some extra batteries on there. It's the really tiny ones. Ta-da! All right, so more KSP. Let's go. This is good. This looks good. This is a Sepratron plus a decoupler. This is the engine. This is what we're doing. We're gonna get it this time, guys. I swear. It's happened before, it'll happen again. And this will hopefully be the last mission of the night, because it is approaching my bedtime at that very sad time of the day when I have to leave you guys, send you off to visit somebody else. But I do have a regular people job. I work in an office, so I can't stay up late and stream as much as I would like to. And Alien, I think you have a regular job, right? Like, you seem to be working when you're watching urban streams. There's the done station. Now is the time to launch. Pre-launch hydration, very important. So this is going to be the... what did I call it? Fuel delivery drone, there it is. Probably organize these things a little bit better. That's a problem for future me. Not today. All right, we got everything ramped up. This is all turned on. We are ready to launch. Make sure we have access to everything we need. Yep, we're good. So here we go. Kaboosh. Make sure our thrust to weight doesn't get too high here. Oh, look at this gimbling. Oh my goodness. I probably should have auto-strutted this a bit, huh? Yeah, it's kind of got that like wiggle thing going on like it always does. Alright, note to self, auto-strut, rigid attachment. Yada yada yada. Alright, we are turning. Very wobbly, but it's good enough as far as like control goes. What do I need in the tech tree to make it to the moon? To make it to the moon easily? Probably the second advanced rocketry. Oh, there they go. Wow, those are strong. So I would want to have the what is it? Not the Reliant, but the swivel. You want to have the swivel, and you want to have enough And it's science, so you don't have to worry about vehicle constraints. But yeah, just make sure that you have the swivel, decouplers, landing legs, although you don't need them. And that should be about it, honestly. Heat shields probably also, but you should have that already if you've got landing legs. Now, obviously, if you're like super advanced, you can make it there with just SRBs and be crazy. But until you're that advanced, yeah, you want to have a good solid liquid fuel rocket setup plus all the other stuff. All right, I'm a little concerned we're going to be burning a lot of the fuel we're supposed to be delivering here. It's not great. But we still got quite a bit of Delta V, so I guess I shouldn't despair just yet. Now, Alien, you have a distinct advantage in that you're an artist. So your streaming can actually kind of like be useful for that. You can advertise your art on stream. Whereas I have no other creative aspirations aside from that book that we're definitely writing. So I'm just a regular video game streamer man, which I think is kind of limiting, but whatever. People like KSP, I like KSP. I mean, the Game Grumps are still around, right? They've managed to make a whole career out of streaming video games. All right, oh, now we have a bit of an issue. And that issue is this thrust to weight ratio is garbage. So we might be in for a little... yeah, this might need like a secondary stage before I switch to Poodleman. But we'll see how far we can get. Maybe we can do something. We only need to get another 600 meters per second. Though we also need to escape the atmosphere and everything. So it remains to be seen. Alien says, I disagree, you're a great video game man. Well, I mean, yes, but there's like a million video game men out there. Not as many artists, not as many musicians. I'm not sure what the, I guess like ASMR people. Perpe calls my voice ASMR. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But I would probably not want to do ASMR streams. They seem kind of like weird. Which I'll admit I'm weird, but you know. I don't know. If you like ASMR, that's okay. You're not weird. I'm the weird one. I think the trick to engaging with viewers is to read chat, which apparently some streamers don't even bother to do. I can't tell you how many times I've been in someone's chat, like a smaller streamer just like me, and I go in there and I'm like, hi. And I wait like 5 minutes, and then they look down and they're like, oh, hi, Star Shard. And then they go back to just like sitting there like this. And it's very, I don't know, it's like off-putting. Like I'm here, I'm the only one here. Like the least you could do is engage. I don't know, maybe that's not their style. All right, let's get our target set up. We did eventually make it out of the atmosphere, thank goodness. That would have been really bad. Although we're not hauling nearly as much fuel as I would like, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks it's important to read chat when you're streaming. I mean, yeah, Snoop Dogg can get away with it, whatever. He's Snoop Dogg. He can do whatever he wants. He's an elder statesman of rap, comedy, film, whatever. But for us little folks, you gotta read chat, or else you're just playing video games by yourself. All right, so there's the beautiful galactic whatever. I guess it's analogous to the Milky Way, like galactic disk that we can see. Anyway, nobody cares about that stuff. They want to see the circles. Let's see the circles. All right, we are slowly approaching. Let's get up here and get ready to burn. It's so important to read chat with like 2 silent viewers. Yeah, and I don't mind like if people just want to watch. That's totally cool. But it's important to I don't know. If people are chatting, it's important to engage with them, I think. Unless maybe you're like, if you're a speedrunner and then people are there to watch your skills and not so much your personality. We're on kind of a weird inclination here. Or the Duna station is probably the one that's on a weird inclination. They always seem to get those stations in like weird inclinations for some reason. I blame the wobbliness. Oh. Alien was saying, if you don't engage, it'll just be you basically alone. Exactly. Okay. We need to pass this line before we know where we're at. And then once we're past it, we can actually make some adjustments to our orbit. All the views. Is that all you're here for, Alien? You just want the views? Don't you care about the integrity of the art form? You're just a sellout. But no, I agree. Streaming to no one is very boring. Like it's like playing games by yourself, which is what I would normally do on a Monday night. But that's not what I want to be doing on a Monday night. Just kind of happened. All right, so we are, ooh, look at this. Getting very close, and that's as good as we're gonna get with our inclination. So we'll tweak it as we come in from the other side here. This is working out very well. Even with the bungling of the staging there, I think we're definitely gonna want to add a middle stage to get us into orbit, or at least most of the way to orbit, without burning all of our transfer fuel, or the fuel that we want to transfer to deliver to the station. Alien is here for community. Like the show? I heard Pokimane got in trouble for streaming shows on her channel. Apparently, the man doesn't want you doing that. Okay, now we have a bit of a problem. I gotta use the RCS to turn because our rocket is so heavy. And it's gonna make that noise. Just it's all right. That means it's working. We're gonna slow it down. Slow it down more. We're just gonna want to keep an eye on our intersect here. I want to get it as low as possible. Although I don't see the target thing yet, so I have no idea which way I should be burning. It's that way. Then we want to go the other way. Okay, we're just going to go this way then. We're going to burn towards the target. Emmykins tries to engage unless there's a lot of people talking about the game the streamer's playing if I don't have any input on the game itself. Okay, so she's talking about other streamers. Fair. Good old other streamers. It's hard though, because like there's so many people streaming on Twitch. Not only do you have to get people to watch you, you also have to convince them to stick around. And then you have to entertain them when they do show up. And there's no guarantee that they are. So you kind of have to improvise. It's all a big game of improv, really. Like I'm out here talking about anime and video games and space travel. Like we get all kinds of topics here. And it's because I want to make sure that everybody has a chance to contribute should they so desire. So I need to talk about a wide range of topics. So we are doing our burn here. It's actually making things worse. Is that what I'm seeing? Why are you making things worse, game? Things should be better. Okay then. We'll just switch over to doing it the right way, I guess. At least our power is good. Emmykins has no advice on Kerbal stuff. Yep, I know. You're good. Well, I wanted to finish this by 9 o'clock, but here we are, 6 minutes after 9, and I'm still trying to do a rendezvous. Boop, boop, boop. So let's see if we can get this sped up a little bit. It's not going to be graceful, but it's the first test flight of this new fuel delivery thing, so hopefully future flights will be a little more efficient than this one. And we'll have to tweak the design as well. Get it auto-strutted, get some rigid attachments so it's not wobbling all over. It's all good. Also, if I don't have an audience, I don't know if I'm having technical problems, which seems to happen a lot. I don't know how other streamers handle it. I guess they have their moderators too. So I've always got Emmykins here to check, make sure everything's working, make sure I transition to the proper screen. Oop. All right, we are now switching to retrograde. Slowly. Now here's a question, Alien. Does your husband watch your stream and help out? Or is he just like, whatever. Oh, okay, you gotta go make dinner. Okay, go have fun making dinner. We'll talk tomorrow. Down we go. We gotta get this marker onto the pink marker. And that'll line up our intersect. Hopefully. I think that'll work. And then we'll be done. We'll just have to dock, I guess. There's that. But that's the easy part, right? Once you're close enough to dock, you've already done 90% of the work. Alright. That's just making it worse again. Alright. Let's just speed up time. We're going to be about 1 kilometer separated. Okay, well that's obviously not right. But whatever, I think we should be close enough. Yeah, we can see the numbers now. So we can just burn until we have stopped relative to the target. And then from there we can make our way over to it with the RCS. And then we'll be good to go. So what I'm doing right now is I'm kind of pushing my retrograde marker onto the target to help us intersect a little bit better. So we did that. Now we're going to switch towards pointing to the target. We're going to open this docking shield. This one's going to be a little tough because this fuel thing is a little bit chonkier than the crew transfer shuttle. So let's point towards the target. Keep going. All right. I have plenty of RCS. I might as well use it. If we need to pack more, we can do that on subsequent launches. The machine gun fire there, that's fine. We are now on track to slam into the station at 2 meters a second, which isn't bad, because we'll slow down by the time we get there. All right, speed up time, get a little bit closer. Let's keep doing some adjustments here. So what's happening is we're drifting because our orbits aren't synced up perfectly. So every like couple hundred meters, we're moving relative to the station, and that's causing us to get out of sync with it, basically. We're gonna speed up time again. And yeah, you can see at the way that the time has sped up, you can see Kerbal kind of rotating underneath us. Although really, it's because we're orbiting Kerbal. All right, here we go. So this should be a good angle to approach it from. So we're going to point towards the target. And then we're going to use the RCS to get over there. I'm a little concerned. We may need to pack more RCS in a future version of this. Oh shoot, okay. Maybe not. I may have gone too far in a few places here. Let's slow it down. Yikes. Yeah, we definitely don't want to be going that fast towards the station with this big heavy fuel tanker. That would cause trouble. All right, we're gonna point upward. So, because if you remember, we set the station so its docking ports are pointed north and south relative to Kerbal. So we're going to point our fuel tanker north, so that way it'll be aligned on the north-south axis. Thought my cat was over here. Interesting. Now we're going to go forward. Like so. And we're just back to playing the crane game now. So we're gonna... I don't think we can use fine controls with something this heavy. But if the opportunity arises, I'll switch to fine controls. Yeah, we're not gonna have a whole lot of mono propellant left, I don't think. Ooh, let's not hit the relay. Blowing it down. All right, we're almost there. There it is. That's our target. Just need to slow down a little more. Oh boy. Yeah, we're definitely going to want to pack a little more RCS next time. This is just nomming on our RCS. All right, there we go. We should be good to dock now. Keep it pointed towards the target. Put on the fine controls. There we go. Fine controls off. We should just be docking now. Perfect. All right, we did it. Get this emptied out. We just got to remember that we need enough fuel in this thing to get us... Oh, jeez. Is this even going to fill this thing up? Ugh. Okay, it did. Good. And then we'll just take what's left in here, put it in there. All right, that's not too bad. And then put that there, and that should be enough fuel. So how much left do we need? We need about 120 plus 60 plus another 120, so about 240 units of fuel left to fill this thing back up. We're going to disable cross feed now. Did I not? Why are these doing this? Stay like that, please. Locked. Yes, okay. Yeah, these things tend to drift a little bit for some reason. I can't quite figure it out. So that's it for tonight. So thank you everybody for stopping by the channel. I hope you had a good time. I hope I was entertaining enough for you. And I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow. We'll be exploring a weird museum of weird things that I know nothing about. So let's get that saved and switch over to the stream ending screen. My favorite. It's not my favorite screen, but you know what I mean. Grumpy, yes, you're welcome for the stream. I hope that you continue to show up, and I'll continue to show up for you, and everybody will be happy. I'm going to send you guys over to Urban Venture. He is also streaming KSP, so we'll get you guys over there. And again, I hopefully will see you back tomorrow for the non-game stream, but if not, I'll be back on Wednesday with Oxygen Not Included. I know that's another popular one. So have a great night. Give Urban Venture some love. Good night.